Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Ellena Key, and I'm a product marketing lead at Infinity Blockchain Labs. Sorry. So I'm a product marketing lead of Infinity Blockchain Labs, and we are the lead of blockchain ecosystem in Vietnam. And today I'm very honored to be here to take you through the landscape of Vietnam blockchain industry in this slide, some of slides, it will cover how it looked like and then what is the potential out there and who are the major ecosystem players. So blockchain in numbers. Okay, if you look at this slide, in general, we already know what is the potential of blockchain. So as you see it here, total currency market cap, or the market value has been increased from 18 billion to 500 billion within a year. Why? Why it is keep increasing? Because definitely it's pretty much of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency growth. However, I think it's not only because of Bitcoin or Ethereum, but also we see more is technology and applications. So how this technology can bring, how can this technology can swing into different industries and then bring new opportunities and products to the market. So this slide, actually, we have been statistically reconciled. So on the left-hand side, if you look at it, the Santander Bank has identified 20 to 25 use cases for the blockchain technology. And also on the bottom, you see that the Vietnam government seriously began taking a proactive approach. So actually, most of people are asking me, some people, they're really asking me whether Vietnam government, whether they banned in blockchain, blockchain or something. But definitely it's not, because they just banned it for the method of payment. For example, if I want to buy the shoes and then if I make a payment for with the cryptocurrency, then it's illegal. However, Vietnam government, they have a clear picture of what is the difference between cryptocurrency and also blockchain. So for the blockchain itself, government is very supportive. So, they're very supportive. So on the right-hand side, so far we have 48 fintech firms in Vietnam. Of course, it's representing a pretty small percentage of the startups. So in this page, the key message that I want to highlight is how much banks are investing in blockchain solutions. It's 91%, so it's quite optimistic, isn't it? Okay, so actually my company, we've been in this space for 2 years, since 2015. So at that time, actually, there was nothing. There was nothing about ecosystem, nothing about blockchain. But there, of course, there are a lot of ecosystem players, interest from a lot of ecosystem players increasing. And there are there are several activities around ecosystem players in terms of events. So let's just have a look at what kind of event we had it. So in here, let's have a look. On the right-hand side, the Vietnam Blockchain Hackathon. Actually, this was arranged by my company, so that's why I have to say it first, yeah? Because I'm working for Infinity Blockchain Labs. And then the next one is the TechFest 2017, and this is a national technology fair by government. And then Zalo. I think Zalo is like, let's just say that they're like a WhatsApp or KakaoTalk in Vietnam. So they have a huge social media platform. And they arranged the Zalo Hackathon to highlight blockchain. And then in 2018, as just he just mentioned it, we had a Vietnam Blockchain Week 2 weeks ago, and then we had over 2,000 delegates from the region, and then we highlight the blockchain, and then we were talking about what is the potential, and it was quite successful because in Vietnam, what kind of event can have over 2,000 delegates? So it was very successful event. So let's have a look at the blockchain ecosystem players. Am I speaking too fast? No? Okay, that was okay. So blockchain ecosystem players. Let's just have a look how many. I'm not gonna talking about how many ecosystem players we have. However, I'm gonna tell you, what are the startup companies and what other organizations we have. So for example, here the blockchain startup. On the right-hand side, I think Bitcoin, that is the first Bitcoin exchange in Vietnam. And then let's have a look. So Kaiwan Network, I'm sure the Kaiwan Network is very familiar with the Korean community, isn't it? I think last time they was here to present about the project and those kind of stuff. So Kaiwan Network, actually, they want to build a decentralized exchange. And then what else? So the Queen is the financial service on the blockchain, and definitely we have Infinity Blockchain Labs, which is R&D, and we are providing the ecosystem. So these are the blockchain startup. However, most of the companies, they registered in a board, but they're in-house. They're developers. They're in-house developers. They are based in Vietnam. So in this page, we have training organizations, supporting organizations, in general, startup companies. I'm sure that we have several startup companies from Vietnam here. Most of startup companies, they cannot be standalone. They cannot be standalone because they need a lot of support from other organizations, such as training, supporting organizations, and also exchange platform, because they can't really be standalone. And then other companies, for example, TMA. TMA is the second biggest IT company in Vietnam, and also there is NAFAS. NAFAS is National Payment Corporation, and both of them, they are kind of international company, but they are they're with outsourcing services, but they want to have some blockchain project from their side. Okay, and from here, actually, I want to share some of the result of survey. From our side, we do some survey on a regular basis, and then we divide it by two groups. So first group is the 30 companies among non-blockchain companies and also blockchain companies, which is startups and incubators, media, and the regulators. So let's see how they look at the market. What is their main concern? So this is the survey. This is the reason why we are doing the survey. But definitely in Vietnam, we are the lead of R&D, and then we need to provide a helicopter view of blockchain ecosystem in Vietnam. And of course, we need to see what is the potential, and also what is the future perspective of blockchain among major other local players. And we need to see who are those kind of players, and then how we can really support for other players. Okay, so profile of collaborators. So in our survey, we was searching, we was kind of surveying what is their business nature, and then what is the funding size, and how many staffs they have, and also how long they've been in this market. So if you look at this chart, you can already see that majority of people, they are already in the business of technology, and then the funding size is less than 1 million, and they have generally they have less than 50 people, and then they are in the market around 2 years. 2 years is really average year. Because normally I travel around, and then when I go to the event, I do a lot of meetup, and then when I meet a lot of startup companies, and then we always asking, hey, how long you been in the market? And then they say, okay, 6 months, 1 year. And then if someone say, oh, I've been in this blockchain industry 10 years, then we would normally say you're a grandfather, because normally it's 2 years or 3 years. But some of companies, even they're in the market over 10 years or 5 years, still they need a lot of support because they cannot be standalone. So this page, what is the major concern? What is the expectations for blockchain? Trust problem. They want us to, the expectation for blockchain is the trust. Actually, it's nothing really new, because from the website, from the Google or wherever, or newspaper, they're always talking about the trust problem and then cost efficiency. So in Vietnam still is the same. Expectation for blockchain is trust problem and then cost efficiency. And then let's look at the challenge regarding blockchain adoption in Vietnam. But before that, on the left-hand side, 83% of finance company in financial service they want to study more about blockchain. They want to adopt blockchain, and so that's why they are the most active segment want to follow up with blockchain technology. And then the next one is supply chain domain, and then the third one is public service, including government. And then on the right-hand side, this part is very fun part because everyone is really concerning about the regulation, isn't it? So same as in Vietnam, the key challenge and then the main concern is the regulation, because at this moment we do not have any specific regulation. There is no concrete regulation framework. So government, they're still trying to study and then trying to reconcile what they're gonna do with this regulation. So at this moment, we are kind of waiting until they really announce what they're gonna do with it. So, but I think same as other countries, still, I mean, regulation will be the main issue. And here, adoption plan. We've asked to the blockchain companies that whether they have any adoption plan, and then the majority of people, like over 70% of people, say that okay, yeah, definitely, why not? I mean, I really want to do business with this kind of technology. So it's still very optimistic. So that was the first survey, the first group with non-blockchain companies and blockchain companies. And from here, the survey was only with blockchain companies, and those are like 12 companies. But however, the result compared with the first one and then the second one is very similar. So I'm not going to go through like one by one, but let me just show you very quickly. So here, engagement with the blockchain. So basically, they want to do some business, and then they're actually doing business and applications by using a blockchain. But I don't know whether they have a really actual product or they can really provide any services, but they're still doing business and application on blockchain. So that is like 50%, and then from here, it's nothing. I think from first slides I already covered that the trust cost problem, and also they're either in the financial service. So as I say, the first result and the second result is pretty much the same. So here we've asked actually this is the future perspective about blockchain. We've asked what do you think about the blockchain movement in Vietnam in the future? And then they say normally they say it might take more than 3 years for blockchain to thrive. Or I think blockchain will quickly thrive in next 3 years or less. So 3 years, is it really long time or short time? I'm not really sure. However, we think that once the government, Vietnamese government, they really set up the regulation, and then we can really speed up. I don't know, we really hope that government can really do something with it, and then we can really speed up for this kind of movement. So the recommendations. These are the recommendations that we have for blockchain ecosystem players. So first, what is the main thing? Blockchain education. So education is the first. If you do not know what is blockchain, if you do not know what to do with it, then I think there's no value. So from our side, we always think that education is the first main thing. And then second, the regulatory sandbox. So I think as some of you guys already know, in Singapore, they're running, they're kind of in the middle of processing, do some trial and test on the blockchain regulation side. But as I said before, none of country have a concrete framework of regulation. But they're still doing the trial, and I'm not gonna say trial and error, but I'm gonna say trial and test. So that is what I'm talking about, the sandbox. They need to do some testing, and then they need to see they need to do some simulation, and they need to do some demonstration, and then they need to see how they can really play with it. So that is the sandbox. And then from here, let's just say that from now on, in general, we do not talk about blockchain anymore. I mean, because everyone knows about the blockchain potential, and then we know what it is. So now we are not really talking about blockchain in general. What do we talk about it? Now we are more talking about actual application, how we can apply this blockchain in different industry or in different product. So it's more like actual technology. So now, yeah, and then the last key message. Let's just say that the last key message. So the blockchain is in here is a embarrassing blockchain, blah 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 blah. But let's just say this way: whether you like it or not, within 3 years, blockchain is the thing that you cannot really avoidable, because from now on, within 2 to 3 years, everyone gonna talk about blockchain. Most of your competitors, if you are doing your own business, your competitors, they're gonna already do some business with blockchain. It's gonna be like national race. So if you do not know what to do with it, if you do not know how to apply it into your product and services, then what thing's gonna happen? It's up to you. So I think the blockchain, you need to know it, adapt it, and then you need to think what is the really value. And then of course we need to think about how we can leverage this blockchain to the actual value. Why is so quiet here? Am I too good or too bad? Okay. So here, since I'm from Vietnam, so let me just talk about my company a little bit. So I'm from the Infinity Blockchain Labs, and then we are the leading blockchain R&D company. So now it's saying that over 150. However, actually we have more. We have around 200 in-house engineers, marketers, and the project directors, and etc. So basically, we are providing the business as a service to business partners, and then we have like cryptocurrency wallet, and then we are providing identify verification platform and so on. Of course, we are in Vietnam. I mean, we are the blockchain space in Vietnam for like 2 to 3 years. However, we are more like active in globally, not only in Vietnam. So next. Of course, I was talking about my company. Then what do I have to talk about? Talk about me, yeah? So as I say, my name is Ellena, and then I'm head of product marketing lead. So what do I do every day? What do I do? So basically, I'm in charge of Infinito ecosystem service and solutions, including the wallet, blockchain API services, ICO sales platform, KYC, AML operations. So this is all about me, but I hope you guys really enjoy this session, and I hope it's really helpful. Yeah. And this is all. Thank you very much for listening. Any questions?
네.
Go ahead.
You said that the payment in cryptocurrency is available in Vietnam. And
Not available.
Not available?
Yeah. So for example, if you want to buy the shoes, and then you want to pay by credit, if you want to pay, you want to buy shoes, and then if you want to make a payment with your cryptocurrency, then no, it's illegal.
What about ICO?
ICO is banned. So actually, most of companies, they move to another country like Singapore or Switzerland, Gibraltar, because they're more like ICO friendly. And yeah, that's why they just do some ICO in another country instead of Vietnam. It's kind of now they say, okay, yes, no, maybe. But if you want to do ICO, if the regulation or if the restriction is like yes, no, maybe, do you want to do it? No. So that's why they move to another country, which is more friendly to ICO and blockchain.
And is there any law that that is about blockchain or cryptocurrency? Because I've heard about
Mhm.
Swiss and Japan
Mhm.
that they made a law about that.
Law, okay, the legal framework, yeah?
Yeah.
But as I say, in Vietnam, at this moment, there's no legal framework, and then they're still working on it. Because, yeah, at this moment we do not have. So, and then, as you say, there are a lot of rumors. Yeah, we are hearing a lot of rumors every day. We are like Googling and then we are searching what's going on. And then, but at this moment, here and there, we hear a lot of stories and a lot of rumors and impact on the economy, whatever. However, at this moment, we are still waiting until government is reconciled about the cryptocurrencies. But definitely, they know what is the difference between cryptocurrency and then blockchain. But they just do not know whether they need to have a look. They need to think it as a security asset or payment method. So now they need to really figure it out, and I'm sure that they do a lot of study. Yeah.
And
Is
if
it yeah?
if there's not government support,
Government support?
like Korea, because Korean want to you know like ban the regulate the Bitcoin system.
Mhm, mhm.
I feel like that.
Mhm.
And if I were you, I want to like move your company to Swiss, who have very supportive government. And why you want to do this kind of stuff to in Vietnam?
Sorry, sorry, I didn't get your question very clearly.
Um,
Can you ask a question in Korean? I don't mind.
in Korean.
Korean.
Oh really? Oh.
I'm Korean. 한국 사람이에요. Okay, so it's okay. Ask a question. Because I didn't want to say it from the beginning. If I say it, I know that you guys gonna ask a lot of questions. So go ahead. 한국말로
Okay.
하셔도 괜찮아요.
제가 만약에
네.
그 회사를 운영한 사람이라면은 좀 더 그 제도적인 기반이 마련되어 있고 좀 더 호의적인 인프라도 많이 갖춰지려고 하는 스위스 같은 데 갈 것 같은데
그렇게
왜
하고 있어요. 현재는 만약에 ICO를 진행한다고 하면은
네.
뭐 지금 한국도 그렇잖아요. 한국에서
네.
ICO를 진행하는 것도 아니고 베트남도 그렇고 이런 ICO를 하려고 하는 기업 자체들이 ICO한테 굉장히 프렌들리한 그런 환경으로 옮기고 있단 말이에요. 그러면 그런 나라가 어디냐? 아까 말씀드린 스위스랜드, 스위스랜드 지브라타. 요즘 지브라타에서도 많이 하시더라고요. 싱가포르 이런 쪽으로 많이 가서 ICO를 진행을 하는 거예요. 그래서 만약에 이제 제가 이벤트 같은 거 진행하러 뭐 다른 나라 싱가포르 같은 데 가면은 ICO 하시려고 오시는 분들이 굉장히 많아요. 꼭 뭐 한국 클라이언트 분들만이 아니라 뭐 일본이라든지 다른 나라에 뭐 이렇게 ICO 좀 제약이 좀 걸려 있는 그런 나라들 쪽에서 싱가포르로 많이 오고 있죠. 근데 뭐 아직까지도 뭐 싱가포르도 솔직히 말하면 이 ICO 관련된 어떤 프레임워크가 확실하게 막 정해져 있지는 않잖아요. 우선은 오픈은 되어 있지만 그 다음에 정부가 어떻게 터치를 할지는 아직은 모르죠.
감사합니다.
네. 쉬운 질문 부탁드릴게요.
Right, so we understand the potential and great presentation,
English,
but
yeah?
the one thing, the one number that I took away with me is that you said so that currently there's 12 Vietnamese companies that operate like with under the blockchain space, right?
Mhm.
Could you give us a few more details as to like what sort of like sectors they're focused on? Are they mostly like research focused or like Tomo Chain? That's actually quite impressive, right? Like their own like platform and protocol, but or are they more actual service providers? Is it fintech? Is it social? Like I mean,
I think I already covered from my slide, and then like 57% they're like a fintech. So basically, they are running their blockchain projects, but they can either provide it as a service or product. So it really depends. But at this moment, the financial technology side is not the most active segment.
then are local Vietnamese financial institutions pretty kind of open to collaborating in that space, or like is sure there's like a lot of dialogue going on, right? But overall, like their stance or like their policies or their attitude, so to speak, are they like kind of willing to co-work, or are they kind of like do they view them as like friendly like supporters or like potential partners, or more like long-term like competitors? Or
You mean the
dynamic between the fintech blockchain startups and like the existing Vietnamese financial
Yeah, I mean,
institutions?
definitely. We don't, I mean, in blockchain technology, as I say, I mean, if you're the startup company, definitely need a lot of support from other layers as well, other players, and then definitely there, I mean, in blockchain, we can collaborate something together. For example, you have like a KYC or something. You have a like KYC platform. You're very good at it. However, you do not have any ICO sales platform. And then if there is another company who has a really good structure or good service product of that the other part, then why not? We can collaborate, and then we can deliver the right product. And then we do not compete. Actually, maybe I don't know. Yeah, but officially, I'm not gonna say we're gonna compete. However, in blockchain, we need to collaborate together. Yeah.
We can accept one more question. 또 question 있으십니까?
네.
이 질문은 그냥 블록체인과는 상관없을 수 있는데요.
네네.
베트남이 그냥 커먼하게 IT 인더스트리가
네.
굉장히 지금 어느 정도 기반이 다져져 있는 건가요? 아니면 갑자기 블록체인이 베트남에서 어떤 IT의 어떤 붐을 일으키는 건가요?
아니요. 베트남 자체가 얘네가 소프트 디벨롭먼트 쪽이 굉장히 강한 거예요. 그리고 이 엔지니어들 자체들이 이 프로그래밍이라고 하죠. 프로그래밍 이 부분에 굉장히 뛰어나요. 그래서 블록체인 자체가 굉장히 컴플리케이트한 거, 복잡한 것 같기는 하지만 결국은 얘네들이 엔지니어들이 이 기반이 딱 제대로 잡혀 있다 보니까 그 다음에 있는 블록체인 어답트하는 거는 굉장히 얘네들이 쉬워하더라고요. 그래서 현재로서는 IT 자체가 원래부터 소프트웨어 디벨롭먼트 자체가 굉장히 강한 나라였고, 그래서 보통 이 회사들이 아까 제가 처음에 보여드렸던 그 스타트업 컴퍼니스들이 막상 베트남에 있는 것 같지만 결국은 다른 나라에다가 리스트를 해놓고 이 엔지니어들은 거의 베트남 쪽에서 디벨롭을 하는 거예요. 꼭 한국도 거의 그런 경우도 있고요. 그래서 엔지니어 이런 디벨롭먼트 이런 쪽은 굉장히 강해요. IT도 강하고. 하지만 당연히 한국을 따라갈 수는 없겠죠. 네. 네, 막상은 이제 저희 쪽도 뭐 한국이랑 많이 이렇게 콜라보레이션을 하다 보면 확실히 많이 배우는 부분도 있고, 하지만 이제 상호 아까 제가 말씀드린 대로 경쟁을 하는 것보다는 같이 상호 이렇게 협력해가지고 더 좋은 어떤 그 프로덕트를 만들어낸다거나 블록체인의 밸류를 더 위로 끌어올려주는 거죠.
네, 감사합니다.
그리고 제가 안녕하세요라고 하면 사람들이 한국말 되게 잘하시네요. 네, 한국 사람이에요. 네. 네, 발표는 영어로 좀 하게 되어 있어서 우선은 영어로 해드렸고요. 혹시 이따가 끝나고 난 다음에 뭐 특별히 뭐 다른 질문이라든지 이런 거 있으시면 오시면 될 것 같아요. 감사합니다.
네, 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.